Innovative.
Innovative comedy. Had a remix.
All right, but check this out. I'm Cool As Cam, the coolest motherfucker on the planet, and today I'm here with the homies, and we want to talk some shit and laugh.
Hey.
Yeah. With that being said, make sure you tap in with our website, www.theinnovativeculture.com. Follow us on Instagram at innovative.culture and subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/innovativeculture. Who I got in the building with me today?
What's good? It's Tony Grams. To follow me on IG, TONY_GRAMS. We here on this rainy day out here doing a special show. Got the homie. He ain't been here in a while. He out here getting it. But we gonna let him speak up. I mean, I'll be out here like Eli Porter. The video, I'm gonna be in the back.
I did it.
I'm in the back like what was the homie that was just standing there when he was like,
Nah, Marvo.
Marvo
Was the one with the glasses that kept rubbing on my nigga chest.
Yeah, and he kept doing the hands. So that's what I'm gonna do it off like Marvo. Like, let my nigga introduce himself. Who we got in the building?
Oh yeah, you know, it's that nigga Stynk, man. STYNK. I'm Stynk.
That's right.
We grind facing innovative in the whole nine.
Oh.
Live and direct from Chicago's freeway.
Yeah, international. The eye in the sky.
International player.
The international P. That's what they call it.
Pornhub extraordinaire.
Getting
What's going on with you, Stynk?
You know, man, I'm out here trucking it up.
Trucking it up.
He been on the road. So when they be like niggas on tour, my nigga Stynk really been on the road, like on tour. You feel me? Like on the road, like
out
that.
here, city to city.
Man.
Cross country
You know,
Stynk.
fucking all the hoes, all the fucking shit at the little truck stops.
Cross country Stynk.
Cross country stinking.
Stinking it up cross country.
Leaving a trail.
Representing out this motherfucker, though.
That's right.
Y'all see the grind face coat?
Oh, yeah, we see you.
See? So that's been good with you.
Oh, man, you know, shit, just trying to get that bank account right.
That's right. That's right.
You know, Pornhub wasn't paying enough.
Yeah, they OnlyFans and took all your bread. They done took all the money away.
It's gone.
All that's like Backpage did back in the pimping days. Like they took they emptied the streets.
They making it hard on the boulevard for a nigga to sell his dick. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga stupid.
I don't know what's going on out here. I'm finna head to Minnesota. I'm gonna get me a fat white girl with one tooth.
Wait a minute. Time out. He said what? Say that one more time.
Yeah, Minnesota, they got fat white girls with one tooth in the top mouth.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find a picture of one and put it like right up there on the screen next to you.
Bitch with a face like Brock Lesnar. It's got a face like Brock Lesnar.
Hey, not too far from it. Look, Tony, not too far from it.
Up there,
but you need that in negative 17 degrees.
Said that to keep it extra hot.
Oh yeah.
Like the Pizza Hut package. They keep the pizza warm when they deliver it.
Man,
hey, they was the ones that invented that, right?
I think it was Domino's.
It was Domino's, huh?
I think Domino's invented it, and then everybody else.
Oh, yeah, the little sleeve thing.
Yeah, then everybody started doing it because your pizza will still be hot and cheesy when it get to you. Like,
yeah. I don't care about the looks when it's that cold.
Mm-hmm.
They be having that little rotten tooth right there in the middle.
That rotten tooth.
If she blow you a kiss, that motherfucker gone.
Oh. It just fly out.
Nigga.
Yeah, I don't be discriminating either.
It just go out in the wind. It's just like a football going through a field goal, through the goalpost.
It's good.
You know, I try not to crack too many jokes with the bitch.
Yeah, laugh her last tooth away.
Yeah, they laugh like Silly from The Color Purple. They put their hand up like that.
Oh my God!
With a name like Silly, you gotta laugh. You feel me? You got
Silly.
Uh-huh.
Miss Suge Avery, like Miss Suge Avery. Like,
see, that's a part of surviving out here. You got to get you a fat white girl.
Oh wow!
Don't be trying to get you no pretty one.
There's a lot of comedy niggas that be in Hollywood that got fat white girls, and that's how they surviving.
Maybe some fat, cute ones.
Some of them. Some.
You could actually post them on your page.
They barely don't bring them to one or two shows.
Only thing you gonna see is a pile look like dirty laundry in the back of my shit.
That's why.
I ain't showing her.
A pile look like dirty laundry.
Yeah, the bitch look like a Volkswagen back there under the covers.
A hunchback. Is it a hunch? She hunchbacking.
It looks like I done covered a fucking Subaru or something up back here.
Got me hunching.
Yeah.
Like Charlie Wilson hunching. She got the hunchback.
Hunching around. Yeah, you got to stand up and hit that.
That was like Bobby Brown, right? Humping around.
Oh, that's what that is. That's my nigga right there.
The nigga with the Bobby mouth humping around.
I know they getting bored. Hey!
This nigga road
Honk
rage.
your horn. Honk your horn at him.
Hit that.
She probably would have called the police out to honk that horn next to her.
Did you got the phone number on the back of your shit? Like, you know how people...
I'm going to put it on the fucking window and shit
You're stupid.
with a picture of me with Pornhub over it. So
Shit.
what's been good out there in Signal Hill, wanna be Long Beach?
You know, I was driving today, man, and I saw a car, and like on the back door, maybe like between the back door and the back bumper of the car, it was a big ass QR code. I got curious. I wanted to know, like, what the fuck do they do? Like, why they got this big ass QR code on their shit? You feel me? And it's very creative because it makes you like curious, you know?
Yeah. You gonna search to see what they do.
Yeah.
Or
And I was on the phone,
Did
so
you?
I
You didn't look it up?
I was on the phone at the time, and I didn't, you know. I think I was talking to you, Tony.
Oh yeah.
So, but I saw it, and I'm like, fuck, I wonder what that is. Like,
That's creative though.
that's very creative. They don't put no name on it, no nothing. It's just a big ass QR code.
You be having motherfuckers just following you home trying to get it on their phone.
Hell yeah, that's kind of dangerous too, though.
Niggas is
Like, why the fuck
driving
you
in.
want to follow me until you see where I slow down at? Like, that's, I don't like
Nigga,
that.
I was trying to get your QR code, but you keep busting lefts and rights.
I'm on it. Yeah, it's just been the shit been chilling and shit. I was tripping that they had the Oscars this week. Was that shit even promoted?
Yeah, did it Jimmy Kimmel host it?
I believe so.
Yeah, I saw that he was hosting, and I saw like right before.
Who hosted?
Jimmy Kimmel. It was his third time, and they was promoting like 3 times the charm and all that type of shit. You know, like all of that. But it's like they went with the safe bet. They knew that they could trust Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, he's still like raunchy and say wild shit, but
He wasn't gonna get slapped or slap nobody.
yeah.
Yeah. Will Smith walk on stage on his ass.
He just be out there like the Terminator now. Like he just pops up every time a host. He says he just comes walking out.
I mean, you know.
I bet he didn't
Will
make no
was
jokes
like,
about Jada and Chris Rock and Will Smith, right? Because it would have made the news by now if he did.
I think he did because I thought I saw something on Comedy Hype. Like he made
What?
a reference.
Apologize?
No.
Did Jimmy Kimmel mention them at all during the Oscars?
I believe so. Like, let me see. I'm gonna look that up.
I think that's everybody's shit right now.
Because Chris Rock just like made it pop back up. Like it seems like they did everything strategically. That shit was a year ago.
Mike Epps just did a show over there in I think in Gary, and he was talking about what he would have did if he got slapped.
See, they gonna always keep doing.
This nigga said he would have started having a seizure and sued Will.
That's good though. That's real
Nigga
good.
said, you know what that nigga's worth? He said, I'd have been all up in people's court. This where he slapped me. This where I lost feeling in my right eye.
Yeah. Because everybody not going to stand there and catch the fade.
Square up.
Niggas going to fucking end up paying some money and probably doing some jail time.
Nigga, we both would have been over there telling the police, no, I don't want to press charges. I'd have slapped that nigga with that microphone stand so fast.
He slapped the
Niggas,
mist
you
out.
crazy? I got my kids watching this shit.
Yeah, see, it says Jimmy Kimmel roast Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at Oscars. So I guess he did like,
So that happened.
yeah.
that
He
a
did
YouTube?
bring it up, huh?
Well,
Man, that's a hot topic. That's like the PPP loans and shit.
We'll probably bring it up tomorrow and just watch it tomorrow and see what it is. Yeah, he said the PPP. What about the PPP?
You know, you couldn't get a comic to not talk about that shit when it was out.
Yeah, everybody.
that was the
P-
most like
hot thing.
that was the hot topic, and everybody wanted to like
Yeah.
kind of go towards the hot topics.
Everybody
But
got money and shit.
I don't know. I could tell you a lot of the comedy that I resonate with is like when people start talking about experiences, and it's experiences that I can relate to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I find the humor in it because I'm like, damn, that shit happened to me too. I done been through that shit before, and it being some funny shit, you know? And
Yeah.
I feel like that's the best times that I laugh.
Yeah.
Me too. Is when it's real,
Yeah.
something you can identify with.
Because it's natural and it actually happened and it's like organic when you telling it and all that shit.
Or when you just like roasting niggas in front of you and shit like that. Like I think that's funny too. Like I like the roast me shit, all that type of shit. You feel me? Because I remember like that's how it really was growing up. You know?
Yeah.
It's like you had to have some shit ready. Whoever you was about to encounter that day, it was like you already had to have something ready.
So if you had
or
something
even
on,
freestyling, it's
some
like,
crazy
all right, bro,
shit.
what this nigga wearing right now? All right, what you know, like how this about to go?
Let me blow my nose real quick.
Yeah, you gotta assess yourself before you walk out the house.
Yep.
Can't be wearing your sleeve. You're wearing your heart on your sleeve.
Yep. All that used to matter. All that shit.
Yeah.
But-
I used to be the number one nigga roasting everybody coming the gate.
all right, so let's talk about what I know you remember at least one of those experiences.
I remember a whole lot of them.
All right, well,
what you want to know?
let's break one down. Let's break one down where somebody thought they was about to get you and then you just let them have it.
Oh man! So it was this time in high school. You know, I guess I had fucked up too much, so my mama wouldn't buy me no shoes and shit. So I played football and everything. So my shoes was my cleats and everything.
Yeah.
So this one nigga that played football, he got to roast me. He's like, "Stynk, you got your cleats and your school shoes on." And I got on his shoes. He had on some color purple looking shoes. And that nigga was like, all right, man. He damn near wanted to fight me, but he couldn't whoop me.
Yeah.
Nigga named Jamal
That nigga got mad.
at Pomona High. That shit is documented. I had to eat that nigga alive. Balls.
Pause on Jamal's.
You got any like
Yeah,
roast moments?
I had him
Tony?
hot. He had them pointy toe ass.
I remember
Forrest
this.
Days.
I remember this. This nigga. His name was Kevin, in like 5th grade. Kevin, and he was trying to like roast, and he had like a fucked up haircut though, like it was bad. Like the shit was all nappy around the sides, and then the top was like
He
kind
was
of
going through some shit.
like mushroom cut.
He was going through some shit at home.
It was just the 90s though. It was
Nah,
the 90s.
nah, fuck
like
that.
niggas was everybody didn't have fresh seasons.
His parents was
Niggas
letting
didn't
him
have
walk
fresh
out the house
season.
like they didn't give a fuck. You feel me? Like it was
His
a
shit
difference, bro.
His shit was bad. So he said something like, he was like, what was like one of the popular. It was like, I remember hearing the disc. It was something from like Full House or Family Matters. He tried to like say it like just randomly, like hit me with it. He was like, "Hey, is that your face or did your stomach throw up?" And like,
Oh, wow.
and everybody's like, "Ah!" And then I was like, "Is that your head or did your?" I was like, "Is that your head or did your neck bake a muffin?" Because he literally his flat top was like a corn muffin. Nigga, I swear,
Yeah.
even the niggas that oohed,
Like, you old biscuit head ass.
even the niggas that oohed his joke, like his homies was like, when he did that, is that your face or did your stomach throw up? And I came right off because I knew he was gonna try to come with something because he was always trying to roast. As soon as he said, I was like, is that your head or did your neck bake a muffin? And like everybody was like, oh, like niggas just start running, like it was one of them like,
Oh, bagel head.
yeah, that was like that was probably my first and like best like probably moment of like, nigga, I hit a nigga with a zinger So a nigga trying to be funny, and I hit this nigga with a zinger, and he was just like stuck, like there was no reply. Like, nigga was.
He like, you motherfucker, I wouldn't expect you to say shit back.
Exactly. And it was just like, because he had the muffin head. That nigga had the fucked up flat top, look like a muffin. Like, so it was like, it was the perfect, it was the perfect joke. That's why niggas started like rolling. And I remember just like, yeah, in my head, I was felt like, yeah. Red. Like when Red rode off on his bike, Red. That's how I felt like, nigga.
My grandma gave me this check.
Yeah. Talking about your fucked up flat top, nigga. That shit was like a straight mushroom. Kevin. I remember that nigga. That was Shenandoah. Shenandoah Elementary. Over there on Cadillac.
Nigga said, I'll never forget.
I
I'll never
that
forget.
shit. I just remember that. That was like the first moment. I remember that shit was hilarious.
It sounded like Tony had that little visual in back of him. You know when they go into their memories in the movies?
They just cut to like a little kid playing you.
Yeah. Like some shit from the wood.
Mm-hmm. That shit was too funny.
Yeah, I was the bad king back in the days. Like niggas, we just go up to niggas' schools and just have sessions.
Let everybody get in this heat.
That's where I just got super popular.
Roast master.
Yeah, like nobody, they like, don't say nothing about Stynk. He won't stop.
That's the roast master right there. He gonna get you.
I done made bitches cry. They be fine as a motherfucker, but when I get through talking, that bitch have a low self-esteem like a motherfucker.
This nigga like Charlemagne. He making motherfuckers cry and shit on the show. He get niggas mad at Kanye, went on a whole rant.
That shit ain't love the nigga.
That shit ain't love the nigga. That had to be that nigga on this. Somebody was like, that was Charlemagne on his way to work. He did sound just like that nigga. But that's some shit he would say, and even the way he looked and was walking, that definitely had to be that nigga. Well, fucking levers, yo. Like, that nigga's always gonna be a reference. Forever. It's raining outside, y'all. This
rain. It was raining the last time we was talking about this.
Yeah, the rain is fucking up my leathers, yo. That nigga was a fool.
It's pouring down out there?
It's off and on. It's raining, but it gets a little.
Fuck all that. It's a storm. They've been talking about this shit on the news for like the last couple of days.
They talk about everything on the news.
They say we supposed to get like 2 inches of rain out here. I mean, you know, for it to flood and shit. So it was pretty bad in some areas. Some shit then got flooded and fucked up. You know, like up north.
They should have got some sandbags, nigga.
No, the sandbags don't help.
Oh.
The whole neighborhoods then got fucked up.
Oh shit! They needed cement barriers or something.
Like it was in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Bay Area. Just come.
They had cars floating away out that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's what I'm saying. Nigga be like, damn, good thing I put those bricks in the trunk.
Out this motherfucker.
Good thing I put those bricks in the trunk.
Like, how do you prepare for that? Like, my car floated away. Yeah, I mean, and it's like, because it wasn't even raining last night. I almost woke up. It was just cold.
It rained
I
this
woke
morning.
up and just woke up. It was just raining and gray and dark. And
it started about like 10.
I woke up about like 10:30. Yes, that's like
in the morning.
I said 10:30. We just already got on.
Come back around 10:30.
Come around back 10:30.
Right
here at here.
That nigga Chauncey.
Did I fucking stutter, nigga? Did I stutter, motherfucker? What you scared? You got a black man steal for you, nigga. That
Your
nigga.
funky ass around here.
That nigga had a pick in his shit, trying to twist up his shit.
Yeah, back to Westwood.
Trying to get some links and shit.
Yeah, hey, make me some of them grits, nigga. Tell the niggas to make you breakfast, nigga.
Niggas like, fuck you.
Yeah. And they in his house.
Hey, the way that nigga roasted
fuck
food, you fat, pudgy motherfucker.
That nigga was a weirdo. They was like, he was up there fucking with the young underage bitches and everything. That's why he was on
You know
Jada.
how it be.
That's why he was on Jada. He was
Jada wasn't no underage.
but she was a little bit. He was trying to squeeze on her. Come here, girl, stop running.
Bitch had a third grader.
That nigga said, stop. That nigga said, stop running. That nigga was tripping.
Yeah, that nigga was gonna take it.
That nigga was gonna take it in front of everybody. He was gonna drag her in the room or something. He was gonna do something. Grab her by the throat, kiss her. He was gonna do something unwanted.
About to rip her panties off.
Like in front of the party. He was like, come
Yeah.
here. He was like, come here. Oh, hey, this nigga tripping. This nigga pistol whipped that nigga. Boo bopped him with the 4.5.
Nigga put that pistol all over his face.
Nigga said it look like Kane whooping your ass.
Said, Kane, they gonna be laughing when the
Oh
police
yeah,
get this.
yeah, that nigga whooping his ass. Yeah, look like Kane whooping your ass.
Yeah, that nigga Kane whooped it. He's like, yeah, all right, motherfucker.
Oh, snitching ass nigga.
Nigga,
That nigga had the tape. That nigga sent the tape in.
That nigga didn't give a fuck about snitching. He told him.
That nigga put it. He
gonna be laughing
official.
when the police get this.
That's worse than a snitch. That's like a nigga. He put a tape in a manila envelope and sent it to the police station. That's like I don't even think that's snitching. That's like I don't know what you would even.
You an informant.
You like a voluntary informant. You a neighborhood watch, nigga. That was crazy. That's like worse than snitching.
Yeah, what was that? The Guardian Angels.
This is a guardian. Niggas in tank tops. The niggas would be in tank tops and gloves with holes in them and fucking berets. You ever Jim Carrey's character on The Living Color? Dickie Roberts.
That's where I got.
Dickie Roberts was a guard. He wanted to be a guardian angel, but they was like they
with
wouldn't
his
take.
walkie-talkie.
He had the walkie-talkie he be walking with the he be breathing all hard.
Woodpecker, come in, Woodpecker.
They'd be about to whoop his ass. Like, get the fuck up
Yeah,
out of
well,
here.
when you say the walkie, I think about what's his name, Mr. McAfee. Remember Mr. McAfee, David Allen Greer?
Yeah.
That
With
nigga
the
was
wooden leg.
Yeah.
What was the other nigga that had the bad arm? I thought that was it dropped. Oh, we can get him back though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What nigga? Which one?
It was on A Living Color, and it was the dude. I thought that was Mr. McAfee.
No, Mr. McAfee was the one. He had like the speakerphone. Like the speakerphone, he'll be out there, he'll be fucking yelling shit.
Yeah.
But like, he either be at the school.
Yeah, okay, I remember Mr. McAfee.
But then there was another one where
He was like a fake Joe Clark type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Mr. McAfee. It was another
he
one.
was doing foul shit.
Yeah. He was like a hall
There
monitor.
we go.
Yeah, I remember Mr. McAfee was like a hall monitor. He was like a grown old hall.
A grown hall monitor.
And then he'd be then he'll start like trying to like
back up the teacher.
And then he'll start saying some little doorbell. Yeah, that was it. He had the doorbell, and he like pressed their nipples, and they just slapped the shit out of him and knock him into the wall. Okay, I fully remember. It was another teacher though, the other black dude on there. He was more in the newer seasons or the last seasons.
Talking Mr. Armstrong.
Mr. Armstrong. I swear.
That was what was his name?
I swear to God, I laughed so hard at that when I was a kid. When that episode was a new episode, I swear I laughed all night. Like even after that shit went off, that shit just when he finally
Who played Mr. Armstrong?
It was I can't remember his name, but he went on. He was on like Def Comedy Jam, and he was on a lot of shit. He was on a few. He was on. I think he was on Martin.
Reggie McFadden.
Something like that.
I believe that's his name.
Oh, I remember Reggie.
And he like when he just like that's enough, and he swung it and came and cut the and they were like.
Right shit on the board.
And he'd have to like slap it and sling it and hold it.
My name is Mr.
And then he was like, and then
it was like one of the last couple seasons.
That was like that shit. I remember laughing my ass off to that scene, that sketch. Like that shit.
I used to like that nigga Frenchie.
And all the women know my name. That nigga had all the leather colors. That
nigga had his motherfucking Jerry curl.
That nigga had all the crop. That nigga had all the crop top leather jackets that like were like high waist leather jackets.
That nigga went in Rick James' closet.
And then he had the shingle things hanging from like the sleeve, like Macho Man. And he had the purple one, the red one. Like
he took Rick James' old stage outfits.
And he'd be wiggling like this and stomping his boots.
Nigga went to a Rick James yard sale.
That nigga moved in when Rick went to prison. That was one of his homies. That nigga was in the entourage and Rick trusted him with his house when he left.
Nigga Frenchie knew about all the bomb parties.
Nigga, all of them. Secret like high class parties, and he'll pull up dressed like that, and they'd be like, "Excuse me, sir," and he'd be like, "Yeah, what's up, bonjour?" That nigga say, "What's up, bonjour?"
Bonjour, bonjour.
That nigga be stomping and wiggling and shaking his shoulders. That nigga was funny as a day.
Hey, Frenchie, what are you doing here?
That nigga said, and all the women love my name. That nigga,
Yeah, Frenchie
I'm
was a
hip.
good one.
I'm slick.
Damn, what other character?
all the women.
I like the head detective.
No, that was hilarious.
I like when they did the head detective.
That
I
was
like when they
funny.
did the Siamese twin brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they was like joined at the and Damon was always getting fucked up while
Yeah.
Kenny was doing like some fucking
Some like cool shit.
yeah.
Pussy and everything.
Yeah. And then he was like working at a burger place.
Yeah.
But it was still
My
like,
nigga's a movie star.
Yeah. And he's like looking at his watch like we gotta be there. I gotta finish my shift. Like he's working at like a diner and shit. That shit was so funny. That was like
That nigga Antoine was funny too.
Antoine Merriweather?
The drug.
No, Anton Jackson,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think it was Anton Boom Boom Jackson.
My
or
nigga
something.
pull out the pickle jar.
Yeah, full of shit. That was his toilet. That was his toilet.
Remember when he fucking moved in with the people? They let
Man.
him move in the house. It was like
Oh,
the
well,
white
I
man
forgot about
moved
that.
him in the house.
Yeah, that nigga was wild. That shit was wild.
I remember that nigga farted and shit. That nigga said, "Oh, that's my nerve gas."
Yeah, when he was in the office with David Allen Greer. He said, boy, he said, you know you wouldn't survive 5 minutes over there in Iraq. And he was like, yeah.
When he went to go try to sign up for the military.
Yeah, because that was the first one.
Yeah.
That was his first scene. That was his first time, like his character. That's
Dave
it.
Nolly Greer had a funny one with Tommy. Remember they was the Hustlers?
Yeah. What was their names? They was kind of like,
Shit.
they pull out the cards, bam. And like every time they hand you a card, and they always had the shades on, and the hats, and the night at
Funky
the
Finger Productions.
Yeah, Funky Finger
Funky
Productions.
Finger Productions.
Funky Finger.
Yeah, that's the motherfucker.
Now we're working out of a little shack behind KFC off of Crenshaw right now, but we're doing it big.
Yeah.
They used to always
Yeah.
like they'd introduce themselves and tell you where they was at, but it would be some little janky shit. Now we're working off of a little alley that's right off of Jefferson, but hey, it's clean. There's no needles or
They
anything.
had stories about their cards and shit.
Yeah, and like
They have an old lady named Grace answer the phone.
Hey, Funky Finger Productions.
No, but remember Keenan and Damon had one, right? Where they would jump out the van and they were selling all
The
shit.
Fly Guy Network, Fly Boy
The
Network.
The
Homeboy
Homeboy,
Network.
yeah.
Homeboy Network.
Homeboy Shopping Network.
Yeah, that was it. Niggas couldn't. That was like first season. That was like, see,
I
that's
said,
what.
yo, homeboy.
You what?
I said, yo, homeboy.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. I like that shit.
And that was that. But honestly, that's what created when you couldn't wait till the next Sunday because it was like I remember that being like a new episode, and that was like what we saw, and it was just cool. Niggas related to it. It was dope. It was funny.
Everybody wanted to know what sketch was gonna be.
It was
in the
what
next
was like,
episode.
who they gonna
what
talk about,
characters is they
who-
gonna have
exactly.
because every
Yeah.
character wasn't in every episode.
At
Like,
all.
They try to keep everything.
And they
fresh.
would bring people back here and there or bring the sketch. But I remember like that's what everybody was talking about at school that whole week, the Homeboy Network, and everybody was
Yep.
doing that like, yo, Homeboy. Like it was like it created a moment, and that's because media was different. It couldn't go viral to where you had to think like
You had to wait until a certain time until something got aired on TV on a certain network
Exactly.
for you to know, like for the masses to know what was going on.
And I had this thought to myself the other day, and I was like, it was like you just to think all these people that were on Saturday Night Live and Living Color, all these different shows, they had to like that's the only avenue they had to where you could see them be funny there. So you could, if you're a kid and you still think these motherfuckers are funny, you can't get tickets to a comedy show. That would be the only place you would probably see a person like that doing stand up.
And Living Color was pretty much was the black Saturday Night Live.
Exactly. But it's like what it is, it's just like it just created you have to wait next week to see what we do. You can't just look up clips and keep laughing all week unless you record it on your VCR. But it was like, yeah, I did the same shit.
Hell yeah.
But it just I look at that as like there was no like I don't know, like those people that were on those shows, they worked hard as fuck to get that far to show you that they were that funny, and they didn't have a chocolate Sundays or a IG channel or podcast. Everybody got a podcast. You can come on. You can start your own. You can become a guest on one, a co-host.
Yeah, it's more avenues now.
So these people that were just as funny back in the 80s and 90s, they had to hope, nigga, they made it to this show. Hope they get a sketch. Hope that this sketch hit, and they can keep showing you that they funny every fucking week. Like
until they came up with Comic View.
Exactly. And then it's like, and then even that after a while kind of died out. But it's you had to watch these. But even then, that's what I was saying. As a kid, if I think you funny as fuck and I'm only 12, I can't get tickets to Comic View. And if it ain't every episode, I can't get tickets to the Comedy Store in the 90s. You know what I mean? I'm a 12-year-old. But I want to see.
I didn't even know it existed.
But you know what I mean? But now a 12-year-old can know you're funny as fuck. Oh, that's my favorite comedian. I watch all his clips on YouTube. I listen to all his podcasts, all his podcast appearances, all his shows. Everybody has more access to, like, so you can have
you could just throw videos up on TikTok or Instagram.
Niggas make fan pages.
Walk in a liquor store the next day and you funny, man.
It's way more avenues now opposed to back then. Those people, so like when they created those little characters, it was always dope that they had that time and that energy that I think that's why those characters burned into our memories, because one, wasn't nobody doing shit like that back then. Wasn't nobody like, it was innovative. It was new. They was doing their shit, but it was like it was just unheard of. You'd never seen nothing like that on TV. It wasn't like they were just mocking like black people either. You know what I mean? So it was right. I felt like, but you like every week you got stunned with something more funny or shocking. Like, wow, they said that.
And the cold part is when that shit ended, you didn't see nothing else for like years.
Nothing like it. Your screen pausing. Your shit paused.
Yeah, my wife calling.
Oh.
She must have heard about the white bitches.
Red alert. Yeah. Red alert.
Yeah, she be hating on me. I'm going to get mines in. There I go. I'm back right there.
Back on scene. Yeah, so I just felt like it is grateful to. I'm glad we're in this era where it is all these motherfucking eras and these avenues in this era for us to be funny, be seen, be heard, be guest on shit, be host of shit. We put our own shows together, whether it be a podcast or a comedy show. And it's like back then that was like nobody, you know what I mean? That you got to go to the comedy. What was the shit? Comedy showcase. What was it down on Crenshaw and Exposition or Jefferson? The with Robin Harris and shit. What was that?
That was
the comedy.
What the fuck is it called?
The comedy. I can't.
Over there by Lamert Park.
Yeah,
I forgot the name of it.
The one that they just
did. It's still
there
though.
The one the one they did the Fat Tuesday thing about. How they were like, that's where everybody really came from after they went to the Comedy Store. How all the black comedians went to the Comedy Store. They came from, what was that shit? The Comedy Theater. I think it was like the Comedy something theater. But it's what Robin Harris hosted, where everybody would go, hang out. Everybody got their start. And even after Robin Harris died, they said it was between like Martin Lawrence and
no, Jamie. No. Jamie and Cat Williams.
No. They said before that it was Martin and Joe Torre, because they wanted them to want.
Martin had Def Jam,
but they still he stayed one of them. I think it was after he had even. It was like it's what they got a whole documentary of it. It's like a 3-episode show on Amazon Prime, on Prime Video. That's dope. It's called Fat Tuesdays, like the legend, like hip hop, the history, or something like that. But it's about Fat Tuesday and how Joe Torre and Guy Torre and all these people at the Comedy Store kind of made their way, and most of them came from how it started with the comedy. I think it was called the Comedy Act Theater. The comedy is either the Comedy Act Theater, but it was where Robin Harris hosted, and after that shut down, or it got burned down in the riots. I think it got burned down in the riots. I watched it,
damn.
But I remember as a kid, all the adults, Like, because that was the thing, just like it is now. When you see, like, I think we was watching Prim, and he was talking about, like, why was Montel Jordan performing in this little comedy club in Nutty Professor. And I'm like, if you would, well, as a comedian,
this is how we do it.
because as a comic, you know, like the people you see in comedy clubs, you be like, damn, this nigga here. I mean, look at T.I. You know what I mean? Who'd have thought you see T.I. in a comedy club at this point? You know what I mean? So it's the same shit of like, it's always been, comedy has always been a cool place to come to like hang out and look at other people work and you somebody special or somebody important. And I felt a lot of that is like, but that the documentary shows that they show a lot of that, like with the Comedy Act Theater, and how like Robin Harris would do like crowd work, room work, and it'd be like famous basketball players and rappers and just famous street motherfuckers that would be in there because it was like the black spot. It was like the black comedy store.
Hood stars.
It was like the real black. It was but before the Comedy Union or Mixed Nuts, like you know what I mean, like. Mixed Nuts was the shit. Like Comedy Union. Have you been there? Yeah.
I heard of Comedy Union. That's still popping, ain't it?
Yeah. Well, no. Because still, so Mixed Nuts, which one did you go to? The one on 10th Ave in Washington or the one on Pico in Orange Drive?
The one on Washington.
Okay, so that was so Mixed Nuts used to be right where Okie Dog is, right where like Roscoe's on that little, right there on Pico and like pretty much right out of Midtown, right off of like Lucy's is there, Roscoe's, Fox. I think that's the actual Fox Soul studio is right there on La Brea. Echoes, where we used to go to Echoes, Stynk. Echoes is right there on the corner. And then it's like then it's an old movie theater that's like I swear to God, I always want to buy that theater. Like just if I get the opportunity, I would buy that theater. The Delmar. It's a movie theater. Nigga, I saw Summer School with Mark Harmon. And Jaws 4 or Jaws 5 there when I was like a kid. That was the last movie I saw there. Like, but just growing up in that neighborhood. So, and like Janae, I think Andre, somebody like hosts the Legacy Laugh Lounge right on the corner now. But Mixed Nuts was right there, dead center, right next to the theater. So it's like the theater on the corner of Orange Drive, and then it's like Mixed Nuts. So Mixed Nuts was the known comedy spot, like the black spot. And then I guess they closed down and moved on Washington and 10th Ave. And
who had that Mixed Nuts?
I'm not sure. But it moved over where Sir Graham's used to be on
nigga Sir Graham.
You're Sir Graham's? I might change my shit to that because everybody from LA from a certain area knows Sir Graham's, nigga. Like, that was like, Sir Graham's was the shit. It was like a cool, like kind of a lounge room. But it was like right there on Washington and 10th Ave. And if you know, that's like a danger zone for a lot of motherfuckers. So it's like Mount Vernon right across the street. So the swap meet right there, the Washington 10th Ave swap meet, you know, all the niggas be up in there. So Mixed Nuts, kind of, I think they fucked up by moving on Washington and 10th Ave because that's kind of like a high gang area. And you trying to have like famous people and talent. And it's like you niggas is having gang meetings outside. I got my first two tattoos at Westside Tattoo, which was right next to Sir Graham's. It's like Sir Graham's, which became Mixed Nuts, the tattoo shop, and then the barber shop.
What if you called yourself Sir Tony Grams?
That would be dope. I think I might switch.
Sir Tony Grams.
We rebranded over here, but hey, it might work. But after Mixed Nuts moved, the old Mixed Nuts that was on Pico became the Comedy Union. So that's what the Comedy Union was. And the Comedy Union was dope. Like, I went there a bunch of times to see the homies perform. I never got the chance to perform there. I was trying.
Your boy be performing there. I think it's still open.
I'll check, but I don't know. I think what's the name is? It's where me and you did the when Janae was hosting. Janae and Aaron when they hosted the Legacy Laugh Lounge right there on Hauser.
What's the nigga that's from Chicago?
Who?
Ah, shit, I forgot his name. You know him. He little.
He little?
Nah, you know.
Oh, you talking about Mizzle?
Who?
Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think his show was probably
videos from there.
Him, I think his show was like that was the last one they had up there. One of the last ones before COVID hit.
Oh.
Yeah, so that shit been bored. That
No,
shit,
this was recent.
man, that shit. Unless he was sharing memories, unless they just reopened it, but that shit was boarded up. That shit been boarded up
Oh,
since.
wow.
That shit was been boarded up with graffiti on it since 2020, since the pandemic. Like niggas was they boarded they shit up because that's when niggas was rioting, running past there, and just busting windows and doing wild shit over there on Pico. So, like, yeah, I don't know unless they reopened it, but I doubt it because the Legacy Laugh Lounge is still open right down the street, and they do the comedy there. But the last time I went to the Union, it was Mike was performing. What's the other dude from All Deaf? The light skinned dude with the freckles. Tahir.
Craig?
No, Tahir. Tahir was performing.
Oh, redhead nigga.
Yeah, he was a headliner. He was funny as hell. Tahir. No, actually Tahir was hosting. Tahir was hosting. Mike went up. It was a lady. She was funny as hell. And I remember that was kind of, it ruined. That's one thing I didn't like about the Comedy Union. They waitresses was a little too aggressive about like, so what do you have for your next drink? And she did that to me. This woman was setting up this great joke. It was her closing joke. She killing it. She was killing her whole set. Nigga, she finished, she doing this joke, and I can't even remember what it was, but I'm like, oh, this is about to be funny. She building up the joke. Nigga, she get to the punchline, out of nowhere, the fucking waitress pops up in my ear. So what will you be having for your second drink? And I couldn't hear nothing, and I can't hear nothing the lady said, and the rest of the room erupts, nigga, like, nigga, I was so hot, nigga. Because I was like, man, bitch, you just ruined this bitch's set for me. She just had a great set. You didn't ruin it for her or nobody else. You specifically ruined this shit for me. Asking me what the fuck, I don't even drink like that. And you asking me, bitch, I already bought catfish nuggets and mac and cheese and a vodka and cranberry, and you asking me what? And she was, so what will you be having for your second drink? Like she said it like real quick and loud, like right in my ear, right as the chick said the punchline. And the whole, whatever it was, hit. And the whole room was like, and I was like, bro, like, I was like, I'm good.
Like, you bitch.
I was like, I'm good. I'm not even like, I'm good. I'm gonna just have water. And just like, that was it in the show. So
And now there's like a million spots cracking. There's a lot of stuff opening back up.
yeah, it's a lot of stuff open, rebranded, rebuilt, closed down, reopened again. There's niggas that they didn't reclose and reopened. Respawned and shit.
What's the name? Matter of fact, your boy G King them, they got a new spot. I forgot. It's somewhere like in Hollywood/LA.
That's cool. Yeah, I gotta like.
Him, Malik B.
/LA.
It's a couple people.
I stopped doing I'm not stopped, but I just haven't been doing any shows at like the Chateau because a lot of they kind of flipped up and got on that like. They'll hit me and, they'll hit other comics, not just me, but they'll hit us as comics. But then if you're on that bringer shit, like you got to bring like, 4 to 5, like, and like even like Alex.
They want to fill the room.
But even Alex, like she done did it before where she done bought like 30-something people.
Okay,
like,
so look.
Like,
All right. I'm a kind of play devil's advocate right now, right? Because on the promoter standpoint, right, you want all your talent to bring people. You still want them to bring because you want as many people as possible to come to the event. But you still supposed to promote the event yourself.
Yeah,
as a
promoter.
the promoter, yeah, you still supposed to promote.
You booking me as
yourself.
talent, nigga. Yeah, you're booking me as talent because you think, okay, well, you're a dope talent and you could probably bring people. You're not supposed to be like, hey.
You're not supposed to be obligated.
Exactly. That's my shit. It is like most promoters, it's like they don't even promote. They just make a flyer. Like, nigga, you actually got to be like, hey, like, I got
But then a
this
lot
shit
of
coming
promoters,
up.
too, they expect, all right, they see you with an entourage and shit like that. They expect you to bring people.
But you got to think, so was my entourage going to be the only people that were at a show?
And I've had that happen.
Yeah, exactly. As a rapper, I had that shit
exactly.
happen. That
so
shit's
where
weird.
you show up and, look, bro, I'm going to tell you how cold this shit was, right? This is a real funny moment. We get there. I think Punch was DJing the event, so I booked the DJ for the promoter.
I done did everything.
But I'm supposed to perform as well, right? Don't nobody show up.
I gotta book
But you want niggas to sell tickets to this fucking show that ain't nobody came to.
So wasn't nobody going to be here, period, if we wasn't bringing people. That's the point. Like, your job is to bring people to see me. Like, if it's a showcase, I done did showcases. Def Jam presents this showcase. It would be like, okay, who are you bringing that's seeing us do this show?
Niggas feel like they
the
can
whole
go
crowd
out and just book a spot, right? And say,
and
all right,
niggas gonna show up.
and niggas
I
gonna
get
show
what
up.
Tony's saying. Tony, like, if you already got the show popping, it shouldn't matter who I bring.
Yeah, you want me? I'm a killer shit, and niggas is gonna be happy that you booked a dope act. And it's the fact that's what I'm bringing. It's don't. If I done did shows, I did the Terrace in Pasadena before, and this nigga had like 20. I counted 22 acts. That was plus. It was at
Damn.
least 22 acts, and then it was supposed to be a competition. And then so out of those 22 acts, everybody was trash. Maybe me and the homies plus 3 other groups were actually cool, was like the best. But when we got off, everybody was like, niggas was coming up to, hey bro, y'all sick, y'all hard, that shit. Y'all following us on, this is like pre-IG shit, like on Twitter and other shit. So, and then it was like, but then some weak motherfucker won that wasn't even that. People was like, even when they won, they was like, what the fuck? So but even that type of show, it's like, all right, who's in the crowd? Who did you bring? If you Def Jam, if you anybody, if you are, it was like Interscope and all kind of shit. If you any of these people, who's in the crowd, other than my aunt and my cousins and my homies and motherfuckers that already know I fucking rap and support my shit. Now they got to come sit at my shows with everybody else, aunt, cousin, and homies. Like, that shit don't even make sense. I'm performing for my family and homies that I do. I'm performing for the adjacent people, the easiest people I can sell tickets to. Because if I didn't, I'm not selling these tickets.
But you selling them, then somebody else getting the money for the tickets. And
I think we did the math on that show, and I think it was like either like you can sell the tickets, you sell like 20 tickets, 15 tickets, but you can keep up to like 25 and sell those at however much you want, or you could just pay like 300 or like 250, maybe something, and just perform. So it was like we sold a bunch of tickets, and then we made the money. Just like we had all our homies, but it was like you could tell all these other motherfuckers just paid to perform. So it was like, and I wouldn't trip on that maybe depending on the venue. Like but we didn't have to do that at the Whiskey, and I feel like the Whiskey was like the greatest fucking venue I ever got to perform at. So, but that shit was like they hit us up like we want you to come back. Y'all niggas is dope. So it was just a fact of like. I did the math on this show. I think this nigga made like 16,000, off a show in Pasadena, off of just having niggas rap. I think you have 22 motherfuckers giving you like $300. I think if I'm not mistaken, I'll do the math again. But that shit he made some 12 something. He made 5 digits at least off of like niggas aspiring LA rappers and niggas that probably came to LA to be rappers. And niggas was up there like, how did this nigga even get up here to perform? This shit is trash. But then it turns out, of course, this nigga paid to get up here. Opposed to like, we got asked to be up here, and then they was like, we'll just sell these tickets. So, I don't know, it's just a tricky game.
And that's how some people do it. They look at you because they think you're going to bring a lot of people.
Yeah. And that's what he was saying with the entourage. And that's what I'm saying with the Chateau. And not just the Chateau, the Ha-Ha been on that, which was why I stopped going. And not saying a lot. I know a few people that did, but they still get their shows and do their shit, but that's how they do their thing. But like, I've never heard of a bringer show at the Comedy Store or the Improv, if I'm not mistaken. So usually you get booked there because they want you to perform because your talent is dope. And they just it's the Comedy Store. People going to be in there. You know what I mean? So... you don't have to make sure there's 5 people here, like, and we have a 2-drink minimum, and we're like, that's how the Chateau is. As soon as you sit down, like, what are you drinking? Like, goddamn, like the show ain't even started. The seats are still filling up. The lights ain't even off. Like, nigga, my girl's still in the bathroom.
You seem more thirstier than I am.
Hey, very. Like, you got a credit card or cash, or why are you asking?
Credit or debit?
Yes.
Like, bitch, open a tab up.
Yeah, I'll pay you. The payment will go through in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Hey, so I look at it like a lot of these spots I just been kind of falling back on, and I just been I'm gonna bring the shows back to the Crow's Nest. We're gonna start that back pretty soon, And probably
You still doing shows at the bar?
no, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna start them back. I stopped at the last one was like end of October because it was kind of hard. Everybody through the holiday season, everybody was out of town. You know, a lot of comics is from out of town, so they was going back for the month to be with their family for Thanksgiving or Christmas came after that, New Year's after that. So and then I was really kind of waiting too. It was that for the end of the year, and then since January, the weather, I just been kind of waiting for it to kind of not heat up, but just for it to be so fucking, you know, people ain't gonna come to a comedy show and it's freezing cold and raining outside. They might, depending on who's performing, but I just kind of been waiting for it to get a little better weather.
Yes, sir.
When you got what's the plan for the one you want to throw?
The 100th episode of the
Big
Innovative
100,
Comedy
baby.
Podcast, which is available on all platforms. So make sure y'all tap in with that.
If you know.
Yeah, that's this show we doing right here, right now. But my plan, man, is I want to say sometime in May, and I really want to go towards like Memorial Weekend.
Let's get this shit. Let's get this shit.
Maybe
So shit, lock in a date so I could be off this truck.
Yeah, for sure.
You already know we're gonna if we had a special. Cause I already got some names I threw out there that I want to have on, and maybe I gotta book a couple of shows. The guest, hopefully the guest for tomorrow, if she can make it, she gonna be on it too, cause she funny as fuck. Shout out to K Dot. You know K Dot.
Who?
K Dot.
K Nut?
K Dot.
K Dot?
It's from she did a lot of Mauricia shows and chick with glasses. She like a stud kind of stud chick. I didn't want to.
I gotta see her face.
Yeah, she wear glasses. We did a few shows with her. She just hosted the Black Jokes I did last week in North Hollywood. That was a dope ass show. You definitely got to hit up Gerald. Innovative Comedy.